Who's your favourite chess player?
Ron Weasley.
Castle to E4.
Chess is often called the sport of kings, which is presumably why throughout history some of the best players ever recorded were huge shitheads. Arguably the biggest and most lovable shithead from the world of chess is a guy called Paul Morphy, who quit the sport forever upon being crowned. Damn it, for fuck's sake, that stupid line!
After being crowned.
You know
by
what?
Robert.
Put my takes of messing that line up so people know how difficult it is, and let's just talk about this guy. Upon being ground champion. Upon being who quit upon being ground. Damn it.
So why was Paul Morphy so good at chess?
It probably has a lot to do with the fact he basically spent his entire childhood watching the game being played. And according to legend, like the first time he ever touched a chessboard was when he saw his father and uncle playing, and he noticed his uncle make a move that obviously wasn't optimal, and he chastised his uncle and then rearranged the board and said, "Look, this is the move you should have made here to win," and then showed him how to win the game at 6 years old. So yeah, at 6 years old, he was already able to strategize better than fully grown adults, and his parents recognizing this said let's nurture his talent for the game, and basically just sent him around all the chess halls at the time. Just play chess with every motherfucker you find, learn the game, hone your talent, develop your skills, and develop his skills he fucking did.
So how did Paul Morphy continue to develop his chess playing skills?
Well, just by playing against better and better opponents, and I presume by during puberty, just only moving diagonally. To really get into the mindset of a player. That's not the strongest joke I've ever written about chess. So I feel the need to defend myself now by saying the best one, which is about another chess grandmaster that's also on the Fact Fiend website. Is he was so good at chess that he once sat down and a person 2 seats in front of him, 1 seat to the right, stood up and gave him his wallet. And I think that's a really good chess joke. But also I like the idea of just a guy moving diagonally throughout puberty. So as if you're not awkward enough, your parents are no. You need to master the game. Only move diagonally, or only move like chess pieces do.
So Morphy was skilled when he was young?
Yes.
And got better the more people he played, the older he got?
Of course, yes.
How good did he get?
Well, by the time he was a teenager, he was able to be self-professed experts at chess, at their own game. We were 3 times his size and age, so clearly had at least a couple decades, maybe if not more, experience playing chess at a higher level than he did, and he was able to beat them soundly. For example, there's a story about this time Morphy challenged this self-professed chess buff called General Winfield Scott to a game, and Scott quit 6 moves into the match, obviously after recognising, oh no, Morphy's going to beat me. He got 6 moves in and went, no, he's going to win. I can't beat this this child basically, and he swore from that moment on, for the sake of my reputation and ego, I will never play this kid at chess again. I wish more people, especially experts on things, had that level of self-awareness and had the ability to admit to themselves you know what, this guy's better. Imagine a boxing match or some shit where 1 punch is thrown and the guy's going, I'm done. No, that guy's going to win. I'm not taking 15 rounds of that shit. Done. Throwing him a towel. It happens every now and again, Smash tournaments. Sometimes a guy will just pull off a combo so unbelievable that the other guy will just run off the edge. It's I know I'm going to lose. It's there is no, even if I might scrape back the win, I've lost all. On paper, I've lost because that guy has just done a knee into mid-air falcon punch off the stage. I'm fucking done. No. I want to see it in real life. I want to see the equivalent of running off the stage in Smash in real life. I just want to see the boxer just collapse on his own, just of his own accord.
Just imagine the footballers just walking off the pitch.
No, just
the opposite team are better.
Kicks the ball into their own net and walks off the pitch. It would be so good. It saves so much time. Do you know when you're watching a blowout is fun to watch. Every night, a 6-0 victory is fun. But at the same time, it's a foregone conclusion at that point. Just throw in the fucking towel. Just give up more. Big give up is the future of sporting, I feel.
I would see quitting after 6 moves because you know you're going to lose, being quite a respectful and honourable act.
You are acknowledging your opponent's superior skill, but at the same time, you should have flipped the board.
It'd be funny if Morphy's already a few moves ahead and has glued the table down and the board down, so he tries to flip it in one move.
He's so good at chess, he can predict even the freak out. So when he tries to do it, the table's nailed down, all the pieces have had glue on the bottom. So he does it and nothing happens, and he looks like even more of a jackass.
Winfield Scott was actually quite respectful in terms of how he reacted to knowing he'd lost.
Yeah, he bowed down gracefully and acknowledged Morphy's skill.
But what we want to know, Who wasn't respected.
Okay, so for that you have to go to a Hungarian chess master called Johann Lowenthal, who agreed originally to play a then 13-year-old Morphy as a joke when he challenged him, thinking, oh, I can beat this kid, and then proceed to spend like the following 3 games looking as though his eyebrows were going to explode off his face at every single move Morphy made. So obviously he was backing him into a corner, and after he lost horribly to Morphy, he refused to admit that he was any good and blamed the entire thing on the heat. You know, because that's the thing. Oh, it's too hot, I lost. I lost to the 13-year-old kid at the game I'm a master of because of the heat. The thing is, I also respect just that level of denial. It's like at a football game, you tackle someone, like 2-foot tackle to the back of the ankles. It's like 100,000 people in the stadium see you do it. Million people at home on TVs, they can rewind and watch you do it in slow motion. And then you go to the referee, it's like, what?
So currently we've only gone as far as Morphy's teenage years.
Yes.
So how much better did he get when he became a man?
Well, when he was 22 years old, he'd beaten virtually every master of chess in the world. And after touring Europe, he obviously to just whoop everyone's ass at chess, he returned to America and promptly announced his retirement from the world of chess forever. And as you can imagine, people got mad salty about this.
So why were people salty about it?
Well, some people wanted to play him and obviously test their skills against him, and other people wanted to see him play. Because obviously they wanted to know how much better can he get, like how much more can his game develop. He's only 22. Like another 10 years, he could be like one of the greatest players we've ever seen. Because at the time, it's like he's the most naturally gifted chess player in the world alive right now. And he announced his retirement like 10 years after starting playing. And so obviously he was besieged by offers to play chess, all of which he turned down because he was already rich as fuck.
So he didn't need any money at all?
No, Morphy was pretty much set for life, so no amount of money any individual offered him could tempt him to play, and there was no grand prize from a tournament large enough to get him to even give a shit. Because obviously, why do I need to play this and win the money from this tournament? I'm already set for life and I'm bored with the game. So he just didn't turn up, and after obviously that didn't work, players tried to guilt trip him. Like, oh no, you can't deny the world of chess your talent. It's like, no, fuck you, I'm done. It's like, I played for 10 years, I'm done, I'm bored now. And when that didn't work, people tried to play on his pride. Like, oh, you're just not very good at the game, you've lost it. To which obviously he'd respond, well, just go ask the people who've sworn to never play me again because I beat them so thoroughly. Ask the people who quit 6 moves into a game with me when I was a child if they think I'm not very good at chess. Because that's one of the reasons Morphy ended up hating chess so much. Because after he announced his retirement, he just went please respect my decision, I don't want to play this game anymore. People would not accept that, and everywhere he went, he was besieged by people asking him either to talk about the game, to play the game, or badgering him with questions about why he'd quit. And there's a story about when he tried to start a law practice, and he had to shut up shop after a couple of months because every single person who came in posing as a client did so to try and talk to him about chess.
See, working on this channel, we have a minor level of fame, and we get badgered about the same things over and over again.
Yeah, and it's really fucking annoying.
But imagine how that would be if that is a concentrated thing at someone who's way more famous constantly all the time.
And it's also a thing he doesn't care about.
Yeah.
He would get stopped in the street, his house received endless letters. As I said, people would try and approach him under the guise of speaking about something else and then try and turn the conversation to chess. People would offer him money, people would insult him in the street for not calling him a coward. So eventually, his indifference to chess turned to resentment, and he started to troll other players, which is something I wholeheartedly commend.
So what did he do to troll people?
He just took the piss and he refused to take chess seriously. So on the few occasions he could be goaded into playing a friendly game of chess, what he'd do is he'd take half the pieces off the board and then still win. So obviously thus robbing the opponent of any sense of legitimacy if they actually managed to beat him, because he didn't beat them with a full board. And other times he would either blindfold himself or just face away from the board and shout out his moves, and get someone else to play them for him and beat the person that way to show why I'm this good, I don't need to I've got nothing to prove. So on the rare occasion someone managed to get to him with their insults or their taunts, he would do something like that to just thoroughly emasculate them and prove to everyone present why he didn't feel the need to play the game anymore. And that's just amazing, isn't it? Imagine you challenge someone, you're not very good at chess, you're a has-been, you're well past your prime. He sits down, turns his chair around, takes 3 pieces off the board and then starts calling out his moves and then still beats you. It's you'd never play again. You'd quit forever. My favourite thing that Morphy would do later in life is he would turn up to chess halls. So obviously where everyone knew who the fuck he was. Oh God, is that Paul Morphy? Is that the dude? Yeah. I thought he was retired. No, I've heard that every now and then he plays friendly exhibition games. What's he going to do? And what he'd do is he'd sit down for a couple of hours drinking a cup of tea and they'd leave. Just knowing that the entire time he was in there, every motherfucker would be like, what's he going to do? Is he going to play a game? And everyone would approach me like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing anything today, and then leave.
So after his retirement, did Morphy ever take the game seriously again?
No, he pretty much spent the rest of his life just dicking around, like enjoying his fortune, doing basically nothing, and occasionally trolling people who try to annoy him, which is you know what? That's a life that I respect deeply, and I want to live it.
So the entire conversation today has been about a guy who basically did something so much that he mastered it.
Yeah, he practiced a skill to the point of mastery.
So what people are probably going to want to know is, do you have a skill that you think that you are close to mastering?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I have enough self-awareness now. There is nothing I'm good at a few things, I suppose, but the point of mastery, it requires diligent daily practice, which I don't do with anything. There's nothing I've practiced enough where I would consider myself to be in any way skilled at it beyond what a seasoned amateur would be.
Not even something like recalling facts, doing a quiz.
No, but that's something we do get a lot, isn't it? People always ask, oh, Karl, you must kick ass at pub quizzes, or oh, you should go on The Chase, or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, you do really good at it. And while it does seem like the skills we have in these videos are transferable to those things, stuff like that is general knowledge. It's stuff like remembering dates, kings and queens, hits from the 70s and 80s and all that. It's stuff that most people will kind of know in the back of their head and then recalling it on command. But the stuff we do in videos isn't general knowledge. It's obscure, weird knowledge that people might not know about. And that doesn't transfer really, because they're never going to ask us about, Paul Morphy. They might ask us to name Paul Morphy, but they're going to ask okay, so why did he quit? That's what general knowledge is it's an ocean that's 3 foot deep. That's what it is. Whereas what I do, I'd say I'm quite good at research and things like that, but that's diving all the way down to find some bullshit right at the bottom that not many people know about. And in pub quizzes and things like that, they don't ask that kind of shit. They don't ask obscure, weird knowledge. They ask, and usually as well, pub quiz is always annoying because it's always sports questions and music questions. And you've seen this, haven't you, when we've been to a pub quiz? And it's name these 10 songs from the 80s, a decade I wasn't alive during. Fantastic, great. Probably the one thing I say I'm half decent at is research, because I enjoy it. So I don't mind doing it every day.